Hello ladies, gentlemen, and persons in between. My name is Tim Snowborn, and today we're going to be talking about group loyalty versus diversity on this episode of Serious Issues. So, I said a while ago that I was going to try to do a series that examines our values as a nation. What are liberal values, what are conservative values, and how do they relate to each other? I did a previous video where I kind of listed the values I'm going to look into, and today I'd like to start with examining group loyalty versus diversity. Group loyalty is something conservatives value, and diversity is something liberals value. Now these two things seem to be at odds with each other, so let's talk about why. First, we should try to define them. What do we mean when we talk about group loyalty? Well, we know what group means. What does loyalty mean? Loyalty in this case means to be faithful to the group. What does faithful mean? Faithful means that you are strict or thorough in the execution of your duties. In this case, your duties toward the group. Basically, group loyalty means that we trust and support the members of our group. We protect members of our group from outsiders, and we prioritize their needs over the needs of others. Loyalty means that we do not break our word to members of our group. Now, loyalty becomes more intense the more narrowly you define the group. There's loyalty to your country, there's loyalty to your state, there's loyalty to your town, there's loyalty to your neighborhood, there's loyalty to your family, loyalty to your friends, loyalty to your sports team, loyalty to your coworkers, loyalty toward members of one's religion, of course. And then there's loyalty to your political party, which I think explains a lot about why some conservatives will literally let Trump get away with anything. I said some conservatives. I realize that some of you conservatives are just as appalled by Trump as the liberals are and have the good sense to leave the party. Racism is an extreme form of loyalty, and before I go any further, let me say I do not believe most conservatives are racist. I'm not bringing up racism to say that conservatives are racist here. I'm just pointing out that racism is an extreme form of in-group loyalty. Group loyalty goes all the way back to caveman times. We're naturally distrustful of people who aren't members of our tribe. This, I think, is why some conservatives feel no loyalty toward immigrants, because immigrants are not seen as American. Once the immigrants are naturalized and become legal citizens, then the conservatives are more likely to feel loyalty toward them because now they're Americans. Although there are some factions of the conservative movement that still don't see immigrants as Americans, whether they're naturalized or not. Again, no, I'm not saying that's all conservatives or even most of them, but they're out there. Of course, we know what diversity means. It simply means a variety of different types of things. In this case, when we say that liberals value diversity, it means that we value a variety of races, religions, genders, sexual orientations. Liberals believe that variety is the spice of life, that if everything were the same, life would be boring. Also, progress is made by being different. Every step of progress humanity has ever made has started with someone being or doing something different than everyone else. There's a theory that the primary difference between liberals and conservatives is the degree to which one is open to new experiences. Liberals tend to value the new and the novel, whereas conservatives tend to value the familiar and the tried and true. So, do conservatives value diversity? Do liberals value group loyalty? Let's think about this. Do conservatives value diversity? Conservatives don't seem to value diversity as much as liberals do. They don't seek diversity the way liberals do. The party is overwhelmingly white and Christian. Again, I don't want to suggest that that's all the party is. I do believe that non-whites and non-Christians are welcome in the conservative ideology. To be sure, there must be many conservative Jews in that camp, along with a few conservative Muslims, although Muslims I feel are probably a bit less welcome over there. Any type of fundamentalist is almost certainly a conservative, especially in the Abrahamic religions, and it does seem like conservatives are perfectly willing to welcome members of other races into the ideology. What matters is that they believe in conservative principles. Race is seen as less important as believing in small government, lower taxes, personal responsibility, pro-life, blah blah blah. There are of course a number of notable non-white conservatives. Currently we have Sheriff Clark, Ben Carson, Dinesh D'Souza, Clarence Thomas. Do liberals value in-group loyalty? Well, I mean, that's a hard case too. It could be argued that liberals are loyal to a group, but that the group is much more loosely defined. Liberals value the needs of people outside of America because we see everyone as members of the human race, but I mean that's literally the broadest group you could be loyal to. Do liberals prioritize the needs of Americans over those of people overseas? I think we do. We do, yes. We're primarily concerned with domestic policy and taking care of our own right here. I mean, yeah, we're concerned about people abroad, but we're mostly concerned with the well-being of our fellow citizens here in America. Do liberals trust and support Americans more than people from other groups? Well, I mean, we support Americans more than people outside of America. I don't know if I could say that liberals trust Americans more. I don't think that liberals regard foreigners as more dishonest than other Americans. Liberals value group loyalty toward other liberals, just as conservatives value group loyalty toward other conservatives. Ideological loyalty may be the fiercest group loyalty of them all. We tend to be very loyal toward those who agree with and support our values and our worldview. Liberals can be just as loyal to a sports team as any conservative. They're just as loyal to friends and family. We feel less loyalty toward members of our race because race isn't seen as an important factor. Ditto for religion, gender, orientation, etc. Alright, I think that's all I have to say about that. I'm trying to do more videos on my phone because I can edit them while I'm riding around the buses in Seattle. I am not positive that I can do any green screening on the phone here. I do have an app for that, but I've never used it before. I decided that it would be cool to put an image behind me rather than just have the curtains that you used to see. So I've got a green screen, and hopefully you will still not see that. Hopefully this green screening app on the phone will work, and I can put something else behind me, and you won't see the ugly green tarp behind me. Thanks in advance for subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting, and I'll catch you guys next time on another episode of Serious Issues.